Antes de eu começar qualquer coisa, só ajeitar minha tela aqui, tudo em dia. Certinho, já tá parado. Outros. Não sei se isso aqui mudou alguma coisa, se eu apagar ou não. Porque só publiquei, cara. Brabo você, hein, brother? Como foi? Gastar isso mais cedo. Eu acho que eu vou me matar de leve, viu? Porque... Aqui eles param? Beleza. Eles estão na volta. Ah, eu toquei muito pra frente para o dash. Nossa! Sério? Mano! Isso aqui dá dano em mim. Sem querer parecer chato nem nada, mas... Essa foi a morte mais ridícula que eu tive em todos os gameplays. Você chegou a ver a morte, Alex? Você perdeu a graça aqui. Ok? Desculpa se eu te fiz alguma coisa. Pô, pega o manuscrito aí, filho. Eu literalmente morri caindo da ponte. Porque eu achei que não precisava pular. Vaza. Tá, eu... Valeu, Alex. Obrigado pela força, cara. Aqui eles não seguem. Vai com calma, fumante. Aqui a gente troca para flashbang. Cara, um pouco cansado, mas tô tranquilo. Morri do jeito mais idiota possível. Gastei uma a mais. Cara, eu não acredito que o boneco cai nesse vãozinho aqui. Tipo, se eu pular... É muito ruim controlar esse boneco, assim mesmo. Bateria no máximo. Eu não creio que, tipo, ou eu sou burro o suficiente, ou o jogo me tira pro otário. Oi. isso, cara? Isso aqui dá mata essa queda? Você tá de sacanagem? Meu Deus. Que é isso, Alan Wake? Você tá bem, irmão? Eu sei que você é um escritor, mas... Nossa, né? Nada atlético, né, meu filho? Tá, né? Que isso? Esperava um pouco mais de você. Ah, o The Witcher... O The Witcher tem um clipe no canal morrendo assim direto.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Jogo? Ah, demorou, hein? Credo, a porradaria ia começar, né? Vamos escolher um lado e vamos, né? Não valia muito tempo que eu perdi matando, eles vão respawnar, né? Vou dar uma garantida que não vai ter ninguém atrás. Ouch. Desculpa aí, senhor. Deu pra ganhar um tempo. Ah, esse bolo é mais difícil. Ó, eu tô vazando, vocês que fiquem aí. Não me pega! Bom, o que será que tem do outro lado lá? Será que eu vinha daquele lado também? Bem provável. Bom, vamos embora, né?
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
O que eu acho pelo menos bacana desse jogo que o Alan ele segura a 12 com uma mão só, né?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
What the heck, filho? Ah, eu tô nadando. Quer a granada? Você tá vivo ainda ou... O que é isso? Eu acho que não foi muito inteligente eu fazer isso. Se o vagão não me atacar, eu tô tranquilo. Ah, é Resident 4 agora, um vilarejo? Atrás de ti, imbecil. Não tem nada nesse canto. Tem alguém em casa?
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Olha só, e aí, pneu, como é que você tá? Ô, louco! Opa. Ah, só quase me deu IK. Tá safe. Foi nada. Estou arranhado, foi nada, confia. Classe do pai é tanque, foi nada. Tipo, tem alguma coisa aqui dentro? Não, só pra ficar perder tempo, não. Dando uma olhadinha. Eu sei que eu queria um carro, mano. Eu não queria um carro na cara. Muito obrigado.
I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Desde quando que a gente tinha algum plano? O plano era só chegar vivo. Pera aí, qual lado que eu toquei aqui? O lado certo era pra cá? Não. Olha aí. Tipo, o jogo me bota no caminho contrário. Que bizarro.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Esse jogo tem um fraco por points. E eu caio nela assim. Tem um cafezinho pra tomar aí, por favor, cafezinho. A térmica. Ó. Agora eu morro nessa queda aí. Ah, sério. Tem algo de errado no morro, o morro tá muito quieto. É óbvio que os objetos... É um pouco cedo, eu acho, que eu joguei a Flashpoint. Tô dando dano por tabela, tá? Ah, se resetou? Faltando um. Acho que era só ir embora. É isso que eu tô lembrando. Acho que era só ir embora, acho que nem precisava. Que palavra é essa que você digitar na ban? Cara, a palavra tiltada é instaban, velho. Tava tiltado. Que eu tive um mod que ele spamava os sons nos canal e ele dizia tá tiltado. Tipo, só bania ele e a palavra com ele. Eu tô trancado na parede, acho que eu vou lá em casa. Safe haven.
I needed a key for the door.
Cara, tá com a escopeta na mão, tio. Eu tô louco. É, eu tô vendo. Vou dar uma pedalada na orelha, cara. Tudo que eu queria é um fogão.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
E aí, será que eu jogo com a 12 ou com o rifle? A 12 tem mais munição, né? Tem mais munição, tem mais capacidade. O que tem à direita aqui? Lá da casa. Ah, uma térmica. O cafezinho sempre vale a pena, né? Eu ainda acho que eu vou me arrepender de ter pego a 12. Eu tenho um flare, 4 granadas, 2 flare gun, tem seta pra direita. Lá o caminho certo.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Velho, é boss, né? Supply pra tudo que é lado, né?
Birds.
Oi. Cara, por que diabos tem uma cutscene do lado da mini ponte? Tipo...
Birds.
Birds. Mais um pouquinho já escuto um alista. Cara, o jogo ele é antigo e ele é bem bonito. Oi. Quero ver o remake quando sair. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Qual o caminho que eu pego? Cara, vai sair o remake, talvez algum dia.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain. wasn't it? I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night.
Cara,
It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked
exclusivo
deep
hoje em
into a
dia é muita
darkness far
choradeira,
worse
tá
than any
ligado?
ghost story they ever told or heard.
Pra empresa fazer exclusivo, o jogo tem que ser muito bom mesmo. Já acho uma palhaçada ser exclusivo de uma loja, exclusivo só de uma loja de PC. É que Quantum Break não segue a história principal, né? A gente pode dizer que ele é um spin-off. Então meio que o pessoal já dropa ele, né? Nossa, o jogo entupiu de flare. Lá vem a porradaria. A saída é lá. Óbvio que não seria fácil. Ai, filho da mãe! Ah, sério? Sério isso aqui? Sério? Cara, é que tudo é questão de investimento, né? Merchan e etc.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Ih, quase que eu me mato. Tem que ver se a empresa acha que investir no exclusivo vale a pena, né? É isso? Será? É, isso aqui mesmo.
ダメだねダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ強いを避けても歪めない思い出が
Ah, muito alto. Tu não morre dessa escada, né? Ah, por favor, né? Eu vou ficar pistola contigo se tu morrer dessa escada. Eu não tinha prestado atenção, que era aqui que tinha que ir. Eu dei que fazer os Yakuza também, porque eu na época eu não... Eu só fiz pra live stream mesmo. O console da Sony ofuscou um pouco. Cara, eu te digo que até que não. PS3 e Xbox eram pura pirataria. Na época que eu ofuscava mais era PS2 e... PS1. O Xbox tá bem atrás nesse quesito. Mas é mais pelo fato deles não investirem em marketing mesmo. Marketing é sempre a coisa mais importante. Tá? Eu voltei pro mesmo lugar. Então tem que subir isso aqui. Cara, nem é pelo quesito, é... Se que tu não faz marketing, não importa o que tu venda, né, cara? Marketing é a essência do negócio. Não vou enxergar nada daqui, cara. Meu Deus. É, tem todo esse extra, tá ligado? Descida e uma subida. Acho que vou ter que subir, eu acho que não é a descida em si. Aí. Eu não entendo qual que é a ordem. Que aqui seria pra me seguir a história, eu acho. Ou vou ter que descer de qualquer jeito, né? Vamos ver. Ah, temos um manuscrito então. Não era aqui não.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Cara, eu não peguei muito essa época do PS3, eu peguei assim mais pra finaleira dele, porque na época eu tinha console da Nintendo, né? Meu PS3 era mais parado, assim, mais pelo futebol e por Gran Turismo e Street Fighter, assim. O resto era tudo meio que enfeite. Jogava a maioria das coisas no Wii, né?
Another cable car. Just great.
Vai dar ruim. Eu tenho uma lanterna e não tenho medo de usar, né? Aí complica pro meu lado, né? Cara, eu não falo nada. Meu Deus. Eu achei que ia morrer por causa do vagão. Desculpa aí, cara. Não, era brincadeira, eu não queria te dar uma cabeçada, não. Desculpa aí. Beleza, o vulcão estava inativo até 1900. Textão, bora. E não gostei. O jogo não deixa eu correr, mano. Tristeza. Mano, eu não sei o que é pior. Eu tá dando dodge pro lado errado ou o bicho acertando. Ops. Ops. Eu peguei o caminho certo. Ah, leva a impressão que eu peguei o caminho
Maud
errado.
had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Eu criei pro lado que tinha um supply, né? Acabei acho que pegando o lado errado. Acho que o supply era indo reto, eu peguei e virei à esquerda. Menos um loot pra mim. Não sei se seria bom ou ruim. Ah, tem que chutar. E aí? Será que abre aqui? Ah, mano, a térmica. Alô, alô, tem alguém em casa? Medo. Tom. MSU, tom. CWTZ. Esse aqui seria o... Esse aqui seria o carinha que tava fazendo o livro e também tinha sumido, não? Tem gente na volta pela respiração. É por obséquio pra não derrubar o prédio comigo dentro. Agradeço. 6 flashbang. Não guardando as flash, que as flash matam os monstros, né? No momento que eu tomar aço, eu uso uma flash. Segura o play pra mim. Na orelha, quase. Não sei porque eu tô pegando as térmicas ainda. Duvido que eu platine isso. Ou pegue pelo menos todas, né?
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Pô, eu contei a memória muito ruim.
I dreaded what I would find.
Eles começam a ler os manuscritos e eu já não lembro de mais nada.
Are you? Wait!
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, it's late. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make a play ball. You see? They got him writing for us. Please! Please! Oh!
Eita. O cara vai virar um boss, será? Ah, Mimi. Terminamos um capítulo.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Episódio 4, a verdade.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
Duvido que seja ela.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah, I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Dá uma voltinha, partiu. Tem café pra eu pegar por aqui?
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a
The
fishing trip.
Genji new book by
Except
Emil
for the ones who are
Herfman,
particularly
PhD, the author of the
vulnerable, of
best-selling Creative Who. His groundbreaking techniques, engagement therapy, and the flow explained in his own words. Now, available bookstores across the não, meu pai do céu, eu tô cego. Across the country.
I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
E aí, quem quer jogar um Xbox aí, ó. Essa baita TV. Derrubei a cadeira quase. Não sei, ó, Alex. Nunca procurei nada sobre Halloween.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Tem elevador, que chique. Pera aí. Sim, free play, nunca joguei Halloween. Mas né? A maioria das coisas que eu
Now, Alan, from past experience with
que eu
you,
jogo
I know I
é
need to get right
gameplay
into
do
the
zero.
heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you.
O quesito é se ele sabe de tudo isso. Mesmo o Alan alucinando, ele estaria contando pra ele se isso fosse verídico. Porque uma pessoa que alucina não estaria... A menos que ela pedisse ajuda, ela não estaria contando tudo que ela visse. Parece que alguém tá tentando manipular o menino Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Oi, tudo pode ser explicado através da lógica.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
É que ele não trabalha com TI, é só virar de costa que pega fogo.
There's a storm coming.
No sentido
Funny, I don't
literal das
recall there
coisas.
being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now, we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the one
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the
His
world you've
words echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I
I
can't
dug
do
my
it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need to
focused.
work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come
Que
along.
engraçado que tá
Let's
tudo
go in.
trancado. Tipo, os caras estavam aqui dentro, tudo trancado.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Temos uma enfermeira, uns blocos de pedra aqui.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay, sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike. Ooh,
It's
yeah.
trash, of course, but
Coitado.
it does involve
Get
some
him to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Tipo, o cara trabalha com jogos, somente lixo, tipo.
Come, Alan,
Coitado.
this way. Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Ah, eu posso ler o coisa. Tá, é só pra agendar. Só pra agendar quem visita os loucos.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
Ah, os,
I hope
os
it
velhos da
wipes this
cafeteria.
place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had a, how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark. Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm. The Anderson farm. Valhalla! We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message. Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was... Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
Estranho, só um segundinho, pra minimizar o jogo aqui. Simbora.
Or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on, Bert.
Something's wrong.
The storm's bound to make you
I'm not myself. It's hard to think. There's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room.
Ah, esse aqui é o quarto de cada um. O cara que faz os games é aqui na frente.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
I don't
Hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir. Afraid of the crazy.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling
Sinclair
fast,
looked
aren't
bad.
they?
That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming.
Backstage is all yours, Tom. Seize your
I had to
destiny.
get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Bert. It's time to pay the
Ainda bem que marca onde é que é, porque eu não peguei nada do texto. Eu acabei não lendo nada.
Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to shreds!
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
Revolvão.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea.
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Ficou bom, hein? Desculpa aí.
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Cara, achei que ia ficar preso já.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Vai ficar bugado na porta. É isso.
I'm here! I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al! Oh, God! Look at the house, Al!
Coitado do outro, tá com medo. Sério, cara. Ah, às vezes acho que só tem o cara de trouxa, viu? Não, obrigado. Um atraso é o suficiente, que não tinha nada. Também. Essa foi 0800, viu? De graça. Vou parar de ser trouxa. Não confio em ninguém.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Tu vai morrer, será? Tá vindo por mim? Eu acertei esse time. Cara, eu estou meio ferrado. Beleza, não tenho mais nada pra gastar de especial. Gastei tudo ali. Flare Gun. Se rushasse pra cá, finalizaria mais rápido, acho que eu fui. Quero ver se eu só passo desse cara. Tem munição do pequeno à toa. Ah, não, tá vendo? Shotgun, beleza, manuscrito. Bom, vou no banheiro rapidinho, vou deixar rolando o manuscrito.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver. For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded. Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he had had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry!
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so, Barry! I'll find it! Don't worry about it!
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it!
For the nearest, you're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
Crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest...
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out!
lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Ah! Al! There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh?
You're gonna have to find your way around to the farm now. I'll be waiting.
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry. When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears. Agent Nightingale stared at the passed-out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Ai, cara, eu não desbotei o mic quando eu voltei da cozinha. Tem que ver, eu morri umas 2, 3 vezes caindo da ponte já, cara. Tu acha que tu vai jogar mal, imagina eu. Ué? Era pra ter algo aqui em cima? O nerd escritor tá de volta. Salve, nerd. Cara... eu não sei o que eu tenho que fazer agora. Ah! Como é que eu viro isso aqui? Agora. $10-0 pro puzzle. Jogando bem pra caramba.
Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Eu quero saber cadê o crossover desse jogo com Devil Within, mano. Os fumantes Group. Oi. Legal, hein? Legal, hein? Legal, hein? Adorei. Adorei.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was
Tem referência no Devil Within, ainda mais do personagem correr e parecer um fumante a cada 5 segundos. O personagem não tem barra de estamina visível, mas o personagem tem estamina. Tipo isso aqui, ó, o boneco não corre por nada. Ah, não vai dar. Sou uma máquina de esquiva, só nada. Cara, eu não tô ligado o que eu tenho que fazer ali, cara. Eu não tenho nada pra gastar pra atormentar e passar só correndo, né? Tentar. Foge como se o boneco corresse mais que os inimigos. Vou esquecer esse extra. Eu tenho uma lanterna e não tenho medo de usá-la. Out. Xiu, xiu, xiu. Quê? Pô, tinha algo brilhando aqui, o jogo me enganou. Fui enganado. Não! Ai! É ali, a luz é ali! Não! Filho da mãe, mano. Vocês não aguentam meu Paranauê aqui, ó. Ó. Tem 2 caminhos. O que tem pra cá? Quase que puxaram meu pé ali.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
Cara, pra cair. Ui, temos uma lanterna grande. Heavy machine gun.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
Get to the chopper. Quer dizer, bora pra fazenda. Que isso? É os aliens?
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
Credo. Precisava de tudo isso?
It was a strange spaceman. The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chained to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
Caramba, jogar a flash bem na minha cara, na verdade, tudo isso.
He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
O que tem pra esse canto?
On as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path, and there was blood on their hands. They had fought these shades before. Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
Olha onde é que tem. Olha ali, velho. Nossa, não tinha visto. Dar um pisão. Vai pra cá que eu tô aqui. Voltando pra saga das armadilhas de novo, né? Ops. O problema de usar o flare é que eu não consigo ver nada na minha frente, tá ligado? Critical hit, né? Nossa.
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Ah! Please! Ah! What are you? Ah! No! Don't! I'm sorry! Ah! Ah!
Explodiram alguém ali na rua. Push.
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. My buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. Where the best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
Pô, cara,
Run through every
essa porta
possible
tá
course in my head.
fechada.
If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who'll help me. I'll make it happen. Let me guess. Danny, huh? The front door was locked. The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Minha carninha. Flashbang. Queria o quarto ficar trancado.
Considered strangling the idiot. Mott was mean-spirited, but easily manipulated. An emotional infant who lived for his approval. Wake, by contrast, was a far more difficult subject. Mott had given him too much leash. In 2 days, who knew what could happen? Hartman would have to find a way to rein him in, and quickly.
Qual o botão?
After all, I made it this far myself.
Qual o botão que usa a bateria? Meu Deus, o botão da câmera é muito zoado. Opa. Acho que eu não consigo bufá-los no carro, não quando não tem inimigos.
I could go it on foot, but I'd make better time in a car.
E é de se esperar que eu não vá ganhar um loot de graça sendo braço com alguém. Já meio que esperava isso. E que o segundo andar isso não tem nada. Tranquilo. Só um segundinho. Eu não sei porquê, mas né, o YouTube trancou o comentário, né, de escritor que era salve. Considerou como repetido. E aí, escritor, valeu pela presença. Hunt, não, vou ficar com a 12, não. Eu acho que nesse caso eu vou ter uma missão.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming is finally here. The boys at the Weather Service reckon it'll last until morning at the very least. Pertaining to that, let me read that missing persons alert again. The Sheriff's Department's still looking for a Caucasian woman, 30 years old, slim and blonde with blue eyes. She may be lost in the woods, and it's possible she's been injured in a car accident. If you see her, please make sure you get her indoors and call the sheriff. It's bad weather to be caught out in, so if you see someone in the area who maybe looks a little confused, give them a hand, all right? This is Pat Maine on KBF-FM, hoping you're all safe and warm tonight.
Tá, a mulher sumida era a esposa do Alan? Nossa, o jeito que caiu. Sério? Ah, já dois caminhos. Vai dar o que, rapaz? Eles não vão parar de spawnar. Ganhei, eu tenho o poder do checkpoint. Ah, é que os monstros em si assumem objetos também. Tem loot aqui, meu Deus. Pronto, agora eu posso pegar. Ai. É, o loot desse jogo é meio safado, né? Loot. Esse jogo é meio safado, às vezes não vale o tempo perdido.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Ah, que legal, tem que enfrentar um dragão de escuridão com isso.
Run! Incoming! There's too many of them! Damn.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Johnson.
Shut up and shoot! Al! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! You notice there's a lot of...
Ei! Nossa! Agora eu entendi pra tudo. Cara, fica difícil, tá ligado? Porque o jogo me dá um loot que eu não posso pegar.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Johnson.
É muito loot. E os bichos nas porradas, cara.
Hey, Al! Did you notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stacked! Oh, hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on!
O bicho spawna do meu lado, cara. Tem uma conquista ali, né? Tipo, é isso que é o chato, o bicho spawna do meu lado. Para com isso, cara! Caralho, que mecânica merda, cara! Cara, isso aqui é um exemplo de que se eu pudesse devolver o jogo, eu devolveria, cara. Cara, o bicho spawna atrás de mim, cara! Caralho, que mecânica bosta, velho! Aperta aí. Ai, voltou uns 10 pauzinhos fortes. Não deu pra fazer o que queria. Lembrete que eu tô jogando normal, né? Tem que zerar pra liberar o Nightmare. Nightmare eu morreria 60, 50 milhões de vezes aqui. Tipo, nossa, é bizarro. Ser ruim no jogo é foda. Eles vêm num ponto cego, eles spawnam no ponto cego, né?
That was awesome!
Right Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Nem pensei em aumentar a música, tava muito ocupado tomando bumbum. Nossa. Ah, eu não tenho mais reação pra esse tipo de jogo não, cara. Eu sou um idoso já. Tipo, se eu tivesse prestado atenção nos flare ali, era bem mais fácil. O cheirinho da almôndega tá bom aqui. Ah, a pessoa tá fazendo a almôndega. Ó. Umas 10 vezes de queda nesse jogo. Né? Queda é minha maior inimiga nesse jogo.
Ah, ainda tá na parte fácil.
See, bestseller, no reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I
pior
left
ainda.
it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Eu reclamo do jogo, mas é real, eu que sou ruim mesmo. Não consigo desviar na hora certa. Uma escadinha. Peguei o sinal de loot pra lá. Tem alguma coisa aqui? Não. Ficar com os flare na mão. Guardar as flashbang. Vou usar quando precisar de verdade. Que é tipo a cada 5 segundos.
Não adianta muito. O cara é incompetente, cada capítulo perde a arma.
Né? Mas lá é incompetente que eu que caio pra pular. É que tem que sincronizar um filme de terror suspense, né? Não tem como ter um terror com a shotgun na mão. Mano, tá difícil. Tá difícil pular ali, ó.
I think I see what you did there. You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
Eu fiquei lendo o texto, esqueci de pegar. Coisa boa. Não sei nem porque eu tô lendo se eu tô entendendo o que eles estão falando, né? Aí, pronto. Parabéns, Pagani. Isso aí, não erra mais. Se o Chris tinha dado um soco só, resolveria tudo. Wow! What a mansion!
They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they? Look at all this stuff. They must have done okay for themselves. So.
Quero ver TV, fica quieto.
We all spend our dreams in a soft embrace, somewhere between fantasy and
Hey, remember when I got you that gig? Your first real writing job, what got you started? Was this one of your episodes?
Vice versa. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode,
explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people.
Hey, Jones, right? Listen, we're gonna have to wait until His Highness over there is good and ready. Oh, wow. Who's that? You don't know him? What are you, new? He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everything. All of this.
But wait, no. I'm the one who's dreaming. I'm asleep. Isn't this my dream?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Get real, pal. You're just another dream. I'm a dream. You're a dream. The weirdo in the diving suit is a dream. And the girl made of smiles and sunshine is definitely a dream.
But I'm pretty sure I'm dreaming this.
Well, maybe you're a really confused dream. What am I, a shrink? All I know is I'm going with the smart guys. And they say that's the guy doing the dreaming. Right there.
I don't know what that means.
It means we keep him happy. No sudden falls. We make sure he has his clothes on when he goes out in public. No chases where the monster is nipping at his heels and he
O cara realmente só entende Alan Wake quando joga com.
None of that. Because if he wakes up in a cold sweat. Yeah, precisely. So we wait till he wants to move on. Keep things nice and calm.
Hey, something's happening here.
Yeah? What's that?
What? Can't you hear that?
Oh, God help us, it's an alarm clock. Oh, it's you, isn't it? Please, man, I got a wife and kids. Please don't wake.
Nossa, que legal. Que bela história. Escudinho Viking. Tá tudo quebrado lá de fora. Até que não dá pra usar esse tijolo aí como arma, não? Tá melhor que sabe a gente tá usando. Tá, literalmente o que eu tenho que fazer aqui é subir?
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to catch lightning. Their songs have power. Something ancient is stirring in the depths, coming back. The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
Abrimos a porta. Olha o show dos carinhos. É famoso. Ah, não dá pra cair. Esse jogo me lembra muito de Witcher, porque 5 centímetros de altura é um monstro.
Tipo, ali que tu leu o Gods of Asgard lá. É eles que tocam a música do conto lá.
Cara, eu não queria gastar muito tempo contigo. É de base, não. Tem muita paciência pra ele desviar, né? Nesse momento a munição não me falta. Tudo bem, amiguinho? Cadê o Barry? É mini.
Por
onde? Ah, os bichos já desistem já. Meio corrido, gelado já. O monstro tocando isso aqui? que está de dentro. Beleza.
Wow! Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single. Be careful, Al!
O jogo tá me dando muita munição, altas tretas. Cara, literalmente bugou do meu lado.
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
Você agora atrás dos barril agora? Ou os barril vão aí? Que isso? Heavy Dutch, né? Agora, isso é uma lanterna de verdade.
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Deerfest is almost here, isn't it? I bet that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation. We can't talk about that, Thornton. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just saying we got, other irons to fry.
And how would you compare your workload to last year's? Things have seemed relatively peaceful to me, but people do tend to get a little wild this time of year.
Oh, it's wild, Pat. It's pretty wild. There's been all sorts of trouble this year. Vandalism, fighting, public disturbances. A lot of people gone missing, too. Yeah, it's pretty much the usual stuff, Pat. Just, a lot more of it.
Now, is it just me, or does Deerfest get wilder every year? People seem to be more drunk, at least, or they start earlier and younger.
Oh, it's definitely not just you, Pat, but... Definitely, Pat. Hey, I'm talking here, Thornton. Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Not just me.
Oh, yeah, it's wilder, Pat, but actually most of the trouble seems to be coming from grown men. People who ought to know better, Kids are doing things.
That's nice to hear, at least. Boys, I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll let you get back to your patrol.
Sure thing, Pat.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
Ah, o perninha de aço, né? Chutou tudo pra na frente. Cara, eu simplesmente fiquei preso da animação com o bicho virando em mim. Que bizarro. Será que a flashbang funciona? Que bizarro. Eu tô tentando correr e meu boneco parado ali preso.
Got to be kidding me.
É óbvio que não seria muito fácil. Out.
checar.
Ou não. Ai! Que merda, que sacanagem! Onde é que eu tava indo? Onde é que eu tava indo? Perdi. Ali, o loot era ali. Tome rapidinho que eu quero pegar o loot, viu? Por favor. Ah, tomei uma atropelada de ré, só ficar ligeiro. E é uma conquista também pra explodir os bichos tudo uma vez. Né? Portão principal não é. Tá pelo cantinho lá que o cara quebrou. O cantinho que o cara quebrou era onde? Casinha que ele tava. Não tem nada. Não foi daqui que ele saiu, né? Eu? Mais perdido que eu é impossível. Do último. É do lado do último. Se não posso pegar minha marreta. Vai sair bicho daí.
Al? Is that you out there, buddy?
Yeah, it's me. Hang on.
Hey, let's go, man.
Todo esse caminho pra soltar o Barry, que mano.
I think we're gonna have to work together to open this gate, Al. It's pretty heavy. Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Valhalla.
Come on, one more gate. Let's do this thing.
Opa. Old gods know the truth. Meus antigos sabem a verdade. Qual que é a verdade? Que não existe verdade. Você tem muita coisa. Uou, vagabundo! Não me tranca não, pô. Qual foi? Meio efeito de colisão. Bizarro.
The lights are out. Guess we better check the fuse box.
Cadê a térmica no banheiro? Fuse box fica onde nessa casa? Primeiro andar, no segundo, no subir.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the fuse box.
Cheio de térmica nessa casa, os caras gostavam de um cafezinho. Aí que é bom.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the
Mesma
movie.
frase dela. Momento de leves.
Again, Alice's screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself. Of course, we need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be what's-her-face, the crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry, this is... Yeah, what the hell?
Ah, claro. Eles vão morrer, vão encher a cara aqui rapidão.
No, seriously, because I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? Even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.
Heck?
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming.
It was a crazy drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off.
Alice? Alice!
I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crashed car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned. Jagger had Alice. So she had me.
Alice!
I'd been easy prey.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
She must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
Alice!
You'll laugh at the whole thing together and put it behind you.
Alice?
She's not here. You were foolish to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her.
Ah!
Oh, hush. There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do.
Escreve aqui pra nós, né?
You can write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
She had Alice, and the manuscript was the ransom for her. Yes. All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back. No. I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobweb she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my Barbara a long time ago. She looks so old.
I had woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape. The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious, and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
A gente precisa da escuridão, quase você matou já nesse tempo, cara.
Dá fumar uma e dirige.
It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Quem diabos é James Joyce? É o Alan? O Alan Wake é só o pseudônimo dele.
Previously on Alan Wake. Under the influence of the dark presence, I wrote a horror story that is coming true. Jagger had been my editor, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. Some part of me had been aware enough
O nome da
to
banda é
write this
Pirates of
into
the
the
Fall.
story.
Together we can create something
No
absolutely
Prime, no.
wonderful.
Spotify.
The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. My mom gave me this old light switch.
The clicker.
Alice is being kept in a dark prison. I need to find Cynthia Weaver to fix this.
It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Episódio 5 de Clicker.
Well, we're expecting a record crowd from the neighboring counties. Naturally, we hope to break the record set by last year's Moose Fest in our neighboring town, Watery. Ladies and gentlemen, some people have asked me, what's the big deal about Deer Fest? And I think that this sums it up. It's about friendship and community. We've got a great party coming up, but let's try to hold it in until tomorrow and get through the night in one piece, all right?
Someone will come for it when the time is right. Thomas said so. He wrote it. The key is insurance. It's my job to keep it safe. Safe in the light. Always in the light. Hello.
Só vou pegar o próximo checkpoint.
All the manuscript pages were gone.
Já
The
pegou.
FBI agent had taken them.
Eu vou parar por aqui. Chega de Alan Wake por hoje. Vou ter que mexer de novo no meu bot, cara. Meu bot não tá mostrando as mensagens. Tá mostrando na tela, mas não tá mostrando o canto. Bizarro. Valeu todo mundo que apareceu e eu vou saindo. Abraço pra vocês. Até a próxima. Tem muitos capítulos, Alan Wake, ou Tonião?
Eu acho que tô na metade.
Metade? Então tem uns 8 ou 9. Fui.